This is from, his name is essentially Baker Mayfield for MVP, but it's BGXM for MVP. Lamar might be able to develop into an average passer this year.
An average passer, he says.
See, this is, I want to make a larger point here, that what Lamar does as a quarterback, separate quarterback and passer for a moment, because Lamar is really showing that they're not the same. You can look at Kyler, you can look at, say, even Wilson, Watson, Mahomes, Rodgers, even Hurts, Cam, etc. Being a quarterback does not necessarily mean being an elite quarterback doesn't necessarily mean you have to be an elite thrower of the football. I think it's safe to say Lamar is not an elite thrower of the football. Even in his 2019 season, there were throws that he missed. There were throws that I don't know what you're thinking. Lamar has a generally good processor and generally makes good decisions, but he's not as keen as an Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't have the arm talent of a Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, even a Kyler Murray. But the delineation here is what Lamar does is so special, and it's not even, think of him as almost a decoy in the Baltimore offense. And follow along here. When Baltimore runs the football, right, it's 11 on 11 because Lamar Jackson is such a devastating runner. There's a reason he's led the NFL in yards per carry the last 2 years. And this isn't like 100 carries and he averages 7. Like, say, Kyler, if Kyler led the NFL in yards per carry last year, you're talking, he didn't have quite as much volume. Lamar Jackson ran for 1,000 yards. That's enough volume. He was top 12 in rushing yards each of the last 2 seasons. That's enough volume. What Lamar does is so devastating that teams have to commit resources to a guy that may not run with the football. And you're talking about an 11 on 11. Someone has to go with Lamar if Lamar doesn't have the ball. So it's 10 on 10. If J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Mark Ingram, Justice Hill, whomever breaks one tackle, it can go for 40 yards, Or if Lamar breaks a tackle and Lamar, read option, reads the guy, if he makes one guy miss, it's a touchdown. If Dobbins makes one guy miss in the hole and everyone blocks remotely okay, it's a big play. And so I get what he's saying, that Lamar might be able to develop into an average passer. I think he's already there as an average passer. The passing stats are there. Like, he had a 99 pass rating last season. In what world is that bad? Like, in what world is that not even? That's good even. The QBR, for instance, PFF grade, for instance, both are influenced by the running game. So I can understand if you just throw those out. But the passing production from a rate standpoint is there. Lamar has a career passer rating above 100. Like, Tom Brady doesn't have a career passer rating above 100, and he's the GOAT. So when people tell me, Lamar's a below average passer, are you just looking at like total passing yards? Because if you're looking at total passing yards, 2018 Ben Roethlisberger was better than 2018 Mahomes, right?
Sure.
Or like, sometimes I don't buy it with guys. And even last year, you told me his Lamar Jackson leading the NFL in passing touchdowns. Oh, that doesn't mean he's elite. He just took advantage in the red zone. He had 24 red zone touchdowns. Okay, are you not? Is it bad to be good in the red zone? Like, what? So I could go on for days about this. I think Lamar's already there as an average passer. There's weeks that he's a top 10 passer. There's weeks he's not in the top 10 or bottom 10, sorry. But if every week he's the 17th best passer and best running quarterback in the NFL, and with all due respect to Kyler Murray, it's not close, he's a top 10 quarterback. Like, that just he's right there. The production Lamar has on a snap-to-snap basis is ridiculous. There's a reason he's, top 10 in QBR, and he has a really high PFF grade, and he has over 2,300 rushing yards the last 2 seasons, and he has, 62 passing touchdowns. He might not do the prototypical quarterback things at an elite level, and he's surely not an elite passer, I understand, but the things he does well matter in the NFL. He's good over the middle of the field. That matters. Do you know where Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes make their money? It's 15 to 20 yards down the field. Mahomes, of course, can extend that. But, Kelsey, he's not catching 70-yard passes every snap. Adams isn't catching 70-yard passes every snap. A lot of their production is 10 to 20 yards, just consistent chugging along. And that's what Baltimore does well. When they pass the ball, this is what Mark Andrews does well. And this is why I think Rashad Bateman is an awesome fit in Baltimore. And this is where I think even Marquise Brown can be successful because he can be that kind of decoy like deep. So you take an extra safety deep, an extra corner deep. So you leave just that extra little bit of space for Bateman or Andrews or Watkins underneath. So with that said, I
already put it on the meter.
I think it's jalapeno. I think he's already an average passer. And you have to ask yourself, does he need to be an elite passer to win a Super Bowl? And I honestly don't think the answer to that question is yes. I think we've seen quarterbacks in the past go, you can be streaky. Nick Foles won a Super Bowl, folks. Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. Let me repeat that. Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. And he wasn't even like superstar for 3 games. He was great against Minnesota and great against New England. He was whatever against Philly. So you're telling me a guy can put 1 whatever performance and then 2 pretty good performances back to back and win a Super Bowl? Why can't Lamar Jackson do that?